Hey guys, what's going on? So I thought that I would triple dip and talk about a giant quantity of things, and that's why I'm doing it so late, because I obviously got this information earlier this morning. It is currently 5:47. The reset is about to happen, and I figured that I would talk about all of the other things, the main purpose of this video and this thumbnail that you clicked on, and I thought that I would triple dip and talk about a bunch of things because they will be changing the premium pass, and they will be doing so in 17 minutes. So I thought that just for historian's sake, I would go through the entire pass and showcase what it used to be, because you'll never see this again. This as soon as 17 minutes happens, this entire premium pass will forever change, and you will never see these rewards again. They have promised us, and they have already announced that all of the rune keys will be the same. If anything, I believe you are getting one more extra legendary. In terms of legendary chests, I believe there is one more legendary. I could be wrong. The rune keys are the same. The page of secrets, it's still going to be 3 if you buy the full pass. And then the pass will also be the same price, but there will also be a half price pass. And that, will only be half of the amount of levels, and also the new pass will only have 75 levels, but like I said before, all of the major rewards will stay the same. All of the ones that you really care about. Nobody's like, oh, I hope I still get 490 gold right here. They better give me the same amount of gold. I trust that nobody is buying the premium pass for the gold rewards. Or for the common chest rewards, the wooden box rewards and the gold reward, or the gold rewards in there. But I don't know, maybe you are. But yeah, all of the major rewards, obviously the page of secrets, are all going to be the same. And then now you'll be able to buy a half pass, that you can then upgrade later in the month if you obtain more money throughout your month, where you don't want to buy the whole thing. You don't have the $12, but maybe you have $6 right now, and then there will be that amount. They're also changing the bonus chest, because before this was unlimited and you had the ability to continuously gain score, and that's why the score was so big and why the rewards were so small. And that's why most of the time you would get in that 10, 20, 30, 50 area as opposed to the 500 area, because you had the ability to infinitely get this. If you were very efficient with obtaining and always using your tokens, you could potentially just obtain a giant quantity of magic dust. In the new one, you're only going to be able to do it 10 times, but I think the minimum reward is much higher. But it's all to say, I love the change because getting to 103 was obviously a lot. And now only needing to get to 75 is going to be much easier. You're going to get everything much quicker. But anyway, in terms of the actual video that I do want to do, they just posted this, and I love it. I've been waiting for something like this for a while. I know that there was this giant lull in between one of the patches where they were just giving us no information at all, and all I wanted was something like this. This is something that they do yearly. And they talk about what they're going to share for the new year, for the next year. And I like all of these changes. In all honesty, I love all of these changes. I think all of these changes are something that even if people weren't asking for, I think that they're all very good. And the clan tournament one, that one really shocked me. And I was like, wow, what a smart idea. Because I didn't know how they were going to fix that. But let's go into this. PvP. Players with different amounts of experience will have the opportunity to compete on a more equal footing. I don't know what more equal footing means. They're implementing it currently right now. And I do think that it's I don't know. I think it's a little bit better. I mean, you're still going to go into matches that you feel you shouldn't go into, that you shouldn't be fighting. And to fix that, and it's been my my reasoning all along. Whenever anybody is like, PvP is so unfair, I just always get matched with people that that are just awful and they're just so overpowered, right? One of those fixes is not waiting for it to go into extended search. And so if you've never noticed it, it'll say searching for opponent. But if it can't find an opponent that is clearly closer to you, what they will do is it'll go into searching extended search. Extended search essentially means, I'm glad that it did that immediately and I didn't have to keep doing it. Or I didn't have to surrender a match and then try it again and surrender a match. I feel like that's what whenever I do some kind of definitive statement or I'm trying to, showcase something that I think happens all the time. Usually in my video, it will never happen and then I'll just look dumb. But I'm glad that worked the first time. Essentially what extended search is, it means that there is nobody near your parameters for where you are in the game currently, and it has to then search for somebody else playing the game right now to just match you up with. Because if you decide that you want somebody closer to your ranking, you can, but how long are you willing to wait? That is the question. So people will complain about, oh, this person has so many more trophies than me. So this person has so much more crit than me. This person has so much higher maxed out legendaries than me, right? And so my argument to that forever has been, well, what parameters do you want? If somebody is the same level, same amount of trophies as you, and the same amount of crit as you, but they have a max out deck, do you want that to change as well? Because you only have one level 15 max legendary, do you want them to only have one max legendary as well as have the same trophies as you and have the same crit as you? It's oh, okay. So, okay, what if the computer found somebody who is max, or the same trophies as you, the same, crit as you, they only have one max legendary as you. What if they have, legendary equipment? Do you want them to only find the people who have the exact level of of legendary equipment as you, or your equipment levels as well? Should that also be equal? Oh, okay. So how about the hero? Do you want them to also have the same level hero as you? Would that be equivalent? Or would that be, if they had a max legendary hero but everything else was the same, is that also unfair? Because they have a max legendary hero and you're using a level 20 trainer, right? Or yours is a level 20 trainer, and theirs is a maxed out, hero as well. But it's unfair because they have a legendary hero, even though they have, the same crit and the same trophies and the same, there are so many factors in this game that I dare you to try to come up with a formula so that everybody is equal. But also, what if that kind of person isn't playing? Are you going to just and you can currently do this in the game, every single time it goes into extended search, cancel out, and then retry to look? How long are you willing to wait for something equivalent? If you want something equivalent to your PvPing, like somebody that is quote unquote equivalent, or whatever that means. If you're trying to find somebody equivalent, that means that every single time it goes into extended search, cancel out of that and search again. And then cancel out of that and search again. And then cancel out of that and search again. And then cancel out of that and search again. Are you willing to wait? What I'm trying to say is, if they found a perfect system, are you willing to wait 30 minutes for a match? Are you willing to just wait for a equivalent match for 30 minutes? Because nobody online right now that is trying to find a battle that isn't currently in a battle, nobody is your perfect match. are you willing to wait 30 minutes for an equivalent player? And I feel like most people would say no. And if you're not willing to wait, they have to pair you with somebody so that it's an efficient time. And sometimes it'll be equivalent. Sometimes you'll get somebody weaker than you, much weaker than you. And sometimes you will get somebody, overly powered than you, right? And I feel like that's the balance. There are some matches that you will win, and there are some matches that you will lose. And if you get yourself to a point in PvP where you're losing to everybody, that means that is where you're capping out. Like, when I try to push for trophies, when I start losing all the time, that means I shouldn't be in that trophy ranking. That doesn't mean that I'm getting paired with people that are overly powered. If I'm just losing all the time, then maybe you shouldn't be there, right? And so, like, they're trying to say that, like, players with different amount of experience will have the opportunity to compete on a more equal footing. And whatever that means, I don't think that that's necessarily going to change anything that isn't currently already in the game. But the thing that did excite me was active PvP play will bring you more rewards and even and open opportunities for further improvement. I don't necessarily know what that means, but I hope that it's something to the effect of the trophy, the store, the PvP store that exists in Contender, but maybe for lesser rankings. I think that would be really cool. That would be my hope for a change like that. So if you didn't know, as soon as you get to Contender, which is incredibly high up there, you start earning points. You start earning champion medals for a specific store that exists once you get pretty high. I think it's in the actual store. I think it's in seasonal. Yeah. So there's a bunch of different rewards, and this is in Contender. When you get to Contender, you have the ability to get all the stuff in here. But if you get to Champion, you have the ability to get all the stuff in here. Obviously, the big one that everybody wants, you can get an additional page of secrets if you get 1,000 tokens. If you get 1,000, if you get into those rankings and you add up to 1,000 tokens, getting an extra page of secrets is how most max level players are maxing everything out. They're getting that many more. They're getting 4 page of secrets essentially per month, because they're getting 3 from the pass, 1 from this, and getting that amount of page of secrets. It's obviously going to allow you to freely upgrade everything. And then you're getting, obviously 3 legendaries per month, because you're getting you're getting the 1 from the early one. This one is the mid one. And then this one is the choose your own legendary 3rd one. And then you're also getting all of these tokens. This is the heroic fragments is also how they're upgrading their heroic items. But yeah, like, you're obtaining all of these tokens and you're basically trying to save it for the 1,000 so that you can get additional page of secrets every month. And that's insane value. My hope would be that they are, yes, Holiday Keeper again. I'm going to Blade Dancer it up. My hope is that, active PvP play will bring you more rewards and open opportunities for further improvement. My hope is that it's a store like that, but for lesser people, for people that are not in Contender. I think that would be really cool. But I mean, regardless of whatever that means, the fact that they even attempt to try to equalize rankings, I think is good. A completely new mode that will change and improve the current PvP, starting with the ranking of 4,000. It's too early to reveal all the details, but let's just note what we want to achieve. Co-op is a big one for me, especially because I have a free-to-play account, a quote-unquote free-to-play account. I bought the pass one time. Actually, I think when I have the ability, when I get 2 more Demon Hunters, I will be able to level 14 my Demon Hunter naturally. And I think I will probably, if I only need 3 more page of secrets, I will probably buy the pass again. So I will have bought the pass twice, for my other account. So it's not free to play, but I will have only bought the pass twice. And other than that, it is a free-to-play account. And that was basically to upgrade to a level 15 Demon Hunter. I just got really lucky with my Demon Hunter pulls, and I've managed to pull like a level 13 Demon Hunter, and saving Page of Secrets as well. But yeah, anyway, because I have a secondary account, I still care about co-op and earning gold. This is going to help co-op gold so much. So currently the maximum number of waves is 40. They're going to change it to 25. For this reason, battles will be shorter. At the same time, the amount of gold that you received for 40 waves will now be obtained for 25 waves. So originally, I was basically carrying my free-to-play account, obviously. Blade Dancer will automatically just, after like 20 waves of work, you can basically just sit there for 20 waves. Given like 20 waves of, like even if my opponent did nothing, I could basically set up and have enough power on the board currently, to get to round 20 and then just sit there for 20 waves. And that essentially took like 30 minutes. It was never difficult. I could do it every single time, but to sit there for 30 minutes, was painful. Just 30 minutes, and then 30 minutes, and then 30 minutes, and then 30 minutes, and then 30 minutes. Like, it was just annoyingly painful. It wasn't impossible. Like, it was never hard to set up, but having to set up and then sit there for 30 minutes, I never wanted to do it. I struggled every day to do 5 co-ops, to earn gold, for my free-to-play account. It was it was just painstakingly, it was just painful. Like, it was just tedious is what it was. And so to reduce it to 25 waves is just the best thing for me. I love this change. And I don't know if anybody else is going to care about this change, but I love this change. And I love the idea that it's going to be harder, probably earlier. And so that might make it to where, as a co-op person, because it's a cooperative thing, you might have to, this might give you a reason to need a co-op partner shamaning you. Because whereas, before with 40 waves, you had so much time to set up, what if all of that was compressed into 25 waves? What if by like, for second boss, that person, like a second boss has like 2 billion health or like 5 billion health? What if it was just like, it was automatically from the get-go, like really, really difficult? What if that, like on round 25, you're hitting triple bosses and they all have 25 billion health? Like how insane would that be? To where you needed a co-op partner to actively shaman you, so that even though you had a max deck, you can't just do it by yourself. Like, it's not like single player focused. And you actively needed somebody to help you. I think that would be helpful, but just the fact that they're shortening it, I think is great. The interface, we were completely redesigning the interface of the unit and hero tabs, recommended decks and the ability to view the combat skills of units will be added. I don't care about this. The game will look prettier. That's basically what that means. Talents, we will definitely keep releasing talents for units, to developing and improving the mechanics. Be sure to follow the news. Obviously this and my thumbnail, this is what you came here for. Scrapper, Harley Quinn. I like that they didn't even want to name Sentry. They just like, and the rest. But there's obviously that little guy. Scrapper, I have at level 13, or I can have it level 13. I have all of the Scrapper pieces to get it to level 13, and I have just been waiting for Scrapper to get talents. I think that Harley Quinn has the potential to go back into the meta if it gets the right talents. The reason why, you'll have noticed a drop where, at some point I thought that Harley Quinn was an S+ tier card, and now it's just it fell all the way down to useless in S tier category. Nobody uses it anymore, very specifically because it doesn't have talents. When it was originally an S plus tier card, the redundancy that you got from it, from being able to to become anything that you need at that time. Oh, you need a damage unit. It can become that. Oh, you want another Dryad because you have enough damage units. It can become that. The redundancy and it being able to become anything you need at any time is why it was so good. That is the entire reason why it's amazing, and that's all it needed to do. But what happened for it to drop off was that Summoner got talents, and Summoner gave your entire field crit chance and damage. And because it was a worse version of Harley Quinn, even with Enhanced Summoning, even when Enhanced Summoning was better, but when it gave you a free unit just because you could use the replacement, even when it was better, that wasn't the reason why it replaced Harley Quinn. The reason why it replaced Harley Quinn was because of the 13 and the 15 talent. When you give a support unit a cumulative boost where you're gaining damage, or you're gaining crit chance, or you're gaining attack speed, you're gaining something over the course of the game. So not only is it good early game, but it's also good late game when you can keep obtaining and stacking that bonus. That is automatically going to be better than something that does nothing. Harley Quinn copies, but it doesn't add anything to your board. It doesn't add any value. For the same reason, that's why when Scrapper first became a unit, the dream deck was Inquisitor Trapper, a Dark Inquisitor Trapper, because Inquisitor gave you infinite shield, which meant that it could never be hit by any boss, and then Scrapper, if the god play was summon in summon in Inquisitor, have it land on a tile, and then your next summon is a Scrapper, and then you just Scrapper until your Inquisitor is level 7. You just keep summoning in, Scrapper, summon in, level up, and then you just keep Scrappering every unit until your Inquisitor is a level 7, and then you win the game. Because right out the gate, you have a level 7 Inquisitor, a level 7 Dark Inquisitor that can't be touched by any boss or any negative effect. It was insanity. The reason why Scrapper fell off is because Dryad got talents. And Dryad is not good because it's great early game, which is why it's in some ways better than Scrapper. It became meta because of Fairy of Rage. Ironically, it's not even the gold fairy. The gold fairy is a nice bonus at level 15, but the reason why it became meta is because of Fairy of Rage. Being able to have something in your deck that levels up your deck, because you need something that levels up your deck. You can't just merge away, right? It's easier to just have the one thing on the field and level it up. The reason why Fairy of Rage is so good is because not only does Dryad level your stuff up, but it also gives you plus 50% if you can get all 20 Fairy of Rage Dryads. Plus 50% is a bonus that you are not getting from having Scrapper. So whereas you can have a Scrapper Inquisitor deck and get a level 7 Inquisitor, you can also take out Scrapper, put in Dryad, get a level 7 Inquisitor, because you can just keep getting a bunch of Dryads. It is much more difficult, obviously. But at the end of getting a level 7 Inquisitor, you also have plus 50%, and all of a sudden your Inquisitor that you're using with Dryad is much better than their Inquisitor that they're using Scrapper to level up, as opposed to Dryad. At which point, Dryad is just better. And that's why nobody uses Scrapper anymore, unless they have to, unless they're running like a Night Statue Covenant of Veteran deck. And so depending on what the talents are that are given to Scrapper and Harlequin, if they are talents, if they have talents that are stackable things that you can use over the course of a game, like damage, speed, crit chance, any of that. If they are important talents, I could see these becoming S+ cards and us having just like a wealth of just, like cards that are just going to rock, paper, scissors their way into decks. Like you're going to have, like Witch and Summoner and Dryad and Harlequin and Scrapper. And depending on what your deck is, that level 15 will be better for your deck. Maybe you want to upgrade your entire field. Like you're running, Knight Statue, Covenant of Veteran, Light Inquisitor, and you want to upgrade your entire field. Maybe Scrapper is better in your deck. Maybe you're running a singular deck. Like, you're running a Dark Inquisitor deck. And maybe at that point, a Dryad is better. I don't know. Or no, I'm sorry. The opposite. Maybe no. I guess you could run like Dryad and Scrapper, in a Light Inquisitor deck, because you would get the early game for Dryad and then the late game you would get the late game, with Scrapper. I don't know. But I'm saying what I'm saying is I think that it would give everybody much more, there would be more variance, with support units. But that's all going to depend on what the talents are, and obviously we don't know. But that is going to be the thing to look out for as soon as they drop those talents. Do they have any talent that has a stack that increases the rest of your board, in some way? Crit chance, crit damage, attack speed, attack damage, anything. Because if it does, all of those could become potential meta. And then Clan Tournament. Clan Tournament is the thing that I didn't see coming, and I thought that this is the best change that they could possibly do. So if you didn't already know, this is a Russian-based game. And if you've ever looked at the reset time for tournament, in your area, it's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. or 4 a.m. And I don't know about you, but I have to go to sleep. Right now, it is currently 6:15 for me. And I have to go to sleep. And so I am not going to wait when my team is, almost across the finish line. I'm not going to wait till 2 a.m. in the morning to start playing tournament battles. And that is usually the reason why you lose. Because if you are a Russian-based company, and these all take place in Russia, I assume that the reset time is much more reasonable because the reset time is generic. There's only the one reset time for tournament. And if you are if you are obviously in a different part of the world, and your reset time is, a casual 9 in the afternoon, right? 9 in the morning, right? That's much easier than my reset time, which is at 2 a.m. And so in order to combat that, the primary goal will be collecting the most points for each stage. Not crossing a finish line, points. Isn't that a novel change? Just who has the most points in 24 hours? What team just won enough battles to get enough points? Because that's essentially how it works currently. But it kind of doesn't, because it's ruled by reset time. Because if you don't get enough points in the first round, right? And it has to go into the next day, then what's going to happen is whoever wakes up earlier, that's who wins. You have the potential to get those points, but because your entire team hasn't woken up yet, you lose. That's the only reason why you lose. And you can't tell people, oh no, like, we're going to lose. Stay up till 2 a.m. Like, you can't tell people that. What a novel change. Like, I did not see this coming, and it's such a good change. It's so smart. And having it to be where everybody just needs to participate just at all and win, right? And then it's all collected. And then whoever gained the most points, whatever team played enough battles and won enough battles to get the most points, they win at the end of, X amount of time. It's the best change in the world, and I don't understand why it was never this to begin with. The fact that we had to deal with a reset time is insanity to me. But yeah, I appreciate all of these changes. And if you want to see people who don't appreciate these changes, there's a comment section here. Just go read all 450 comments. Just a bunch of people that hate everything. And those gosh darn greedy developers ruining this beloved game. And they're so awful. And those developers are so dumb and terrible. And they don't know how to run a game. They don't know how to make a game. The Discord is so funny. But yes, this is my time to double and triple dip. And by double dip, I mean, let's see what the new pass is. And by triple dip, let's see what my rewards are. My rewards! All I need is an Inquisitor. Or a Demon Hunter. I'll also accept a Demon Hunter. Inquisitor, that means I'll be able to upgrade it to level 15. Demon Hunter, I'll be able to upgrade it to like 11. Clock of Power, I will be able to sell it for a for a thing. A lot going on here. Hang on. We're gonna get there. Here we go. Clown! I do need to upgrade Clown. That's a thing. Clown is a thing. That percentage upgrades those are important. It's not nothing. I do like that they changed tournament to where it's not focused on your PvP, so you can just play PvP and not care. But this is the new pass. These are all the rewards that were promised. There's a rune key. You can go back to the beginning of this video. There's a page. There's double gold chests, which are 100s. I always just assume that I'm going to get 100. This is a gold chest. That's a legendary. Double gold chest again. These are all, see, it's so quick that you're getting all of these things because there's only 75, the double rune key, double gold chest again. Because there's only 75 levels, you're going to get better stuff quicker. Double gold chest again. Like, these are amazing rewards. Double page, double legendary. Look at that. Bam! 75 double legendary. And then you get 10 pulls at this. And then you're getting 10 to 500. And then there's two separate sides. So the epic one, you'll get one legendary, and then the legendary one, you'll get double legendary. These are the amount of rewards that you will get for both. And then it's $5 for the epic one, and then it's $12 total for both of them. And if you do buy the first one at $5, that $5 will be discounted from the legendary one. So it doesn't cost $15. It still costs $12. But if you decide to buy the epic one, it'll only go to 35 rewards. So you will still be able to go through all of the free rewards, obviously. But for the premium rewards on the left side, you will only be getting it up to 35. And then everything else after that would be locked. So then your journey would end right here with this legendary, and then everything below it would be locked. But yeah, if you buy, they already confirmed this. If you buy the $5 one, and then decide later to buy the rest, that will, your $5 will be discounted from the $12 and it'll just be, the rest of that money. But yeah, I think this change is much better. Having to only get to 75 as opposed to 103, is much more attainable. You don't have to keep co-oping every day in order to like, force yourself to get all of the stuff. So I think that that's a good change as well. But yeah, I feel like that was a lot of information. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys